welcome you all in this educational video of NIOS. This is Subject, Library and Information Science. This is for senior secondary level. Code number for this subject is 339. We are doing lesson number 5. Lesson is shown on the screen. Lesson name is Overview of Information Sources, Video Part 4. We already have talked about the primary sources. Now in this video, we will understand secondary sources. Secondary sources are just next level, comes after primary sources. Secondary sources of information are mostly dependent upon primary sources of information for their existence. So the secondary source of information is the direct connecting point between the primary source and the receiver. They usually present the contents of primary documents in condensed form. Information from primary sources is organized in secondary sources of information. Secondary sources can be grouped under 5 broad types. These are: point 1, indexing or abstracting journals. Point 2, textbooks. Point 3, surveys. Point 4, reference books. Point 5, technical translation. We have understood about the primary sources and secondary sources. Now, this one is tertiary sources. Tertiary sources are based on primary and secondary sources of information and serve as key to the primary and secondary sources. So from primary to secondary, then secondary to tertiary, the information is transferred. And these tertiary sources are usually the compilation from primary or secondary sources and help the researcher to select required primary or secondary source which will be most relevant for this purpose. It guides the user to the source where information on that subject will be available. Under tertiary sources of information come publications like Guide to the Literature, Guides to the Reference Sources, and bibliography of bibliographies, etc. . So these are all the tertiary sources of information. In the order of appearance, first primary sources are published, then based on primary sources, secondary sources are compiled, tertiary sources are third in the order of appearance, and these sources are based on primary as well as secondary sources and serve as guide to primary as well as secondary sources. Thank you.